We are starting today's video from a very beautiful place to be. We're inside the FD right now. We are going to attempt to kind of get this car ready for the road. I know you're dying to know when are the wheels gonna be ready. I don't have an exact answer on that. They're still finishing up the finish on the wheels. Some things that we need to do right now before this car gets on the road is we need to bleed the brakes, we need to bleed the clutch, we need to put some premix in the fuel, and we need to put Mickey's wheels on this car because right now we don't have any wheels to fit. The stockies won't fit over the front brakes, so we're gonna have to mix match some wheels to get this car off the lift. But other than that, we should be good to go. I'm sure we're gonna run into some hiccups along the way, but hopefully this goes pretty smooth.
A few moments later.
We are on the last one, which is the front left brake. Once this one is bled, our system will be good to go for the brakes. Then we're gonna move on to the clutch.
12 seconds later.
Yeah, it's starting to build a little bit of pressure, a little pushback. Today's video was sponsored by Squarespace. Whether you need a domain, a website, or an online store, make it with Squarespace. My favorite thing about Squarespace is that it's an all-in-one platform. There's nothing to install, patch, or upgrade ever. It's all there all the time. For those that are pursuing a new career or even creating a side hustle or creating a new brand, I highly suggest you check out Squarespace because they have a really easy to use online store. It's very straightforward and easy to use, and it allows you to manage, add product, manage inventory, and manage orders all on the same site. There's plenty of tutorials online and even on YouTube that give tutorials on good ways to use it and ways to design your website. Making the website custom and easy to follow is something that I've struggled with personally in the past, but with Squarespace, there's so many platforms out there and tutorials that it's really easy to shape it up and make it unique and make it your own. Squarespace also provides award-winning 24/7 service, and when you have issues and you need to talk to somebody, it's always really helpful to have a customer service that you can rely on. Check out squarespace.com for a free trial, and when you're ready, go to squarespace.com/TJ Hunt to save yourself 10% off of your first domain or website. Thanks again to our sponsors for this video, and now let's get back to the normal programming. All right, so now that we have the clutch bled and the brakes bled, before we get this car running any longer, we're gonna be running premix. Cal, there is a funnel for that, my man. So the reason behind premix, I'm gonna let Mickey or Calvin take this so I don't screw it up. Whoa. Which one of you wants the floor?
Okay, I got it.
Oh, Calvin's good.
I learned from Ricky. So what premix is, I don't know exactly, but all I know is there's oil in there. RX-7s or rotaries pull from the oil pan from factory. So that's why people's rotaries get fucked, because they run their car dry because it uses oil from the oil pan. We bypassed that in TJ's car, so now you have to pour oil directly into the fuel tank, so then it lubes the apex seals. Because if you don't, TJ ceramic apex seals will score the shit out of everything and kill his motor.
And what I have learned, shout out to Kyle Moham, is a lot of people say apex seals always go out, and it's not necessarily the apex seals that go out, but it's the leading factors that cause apex seals to go out, which is i.e. something like this. So we're gonna be running premix all the time in the car, so I actually bought a huge case that's over there that's from Japan.
The Idemitsu is kind of like the industry standard for rotaries.
And this will also bring the octane up too. So right now we're running on E85, but if I was to run 91, it would boost the octane, which makes it smell like race gas, race fuel. So it's pretty trick stuff. I've never ran anything like this before, but we're gonna be running this 100% of the time in the RX-7. Oh wow, it smells, I don't know how to describe the smell, but it burns the inside of my nostrils.
I know exactly what it smells like.
We have E85 residual in the car right now that doesn't have premix in it, so we're gonna go ahead and throw some of that in and then refill the car again, put some wheels on, and try to maybe do a lap around the parking lot. We'll see how it goes. This is the first time it's actually been rolling in the United States, so we don't know what to expect. We think everything is 100%, we'll find out. I'm sure we're gonna run into a couple hiccups here or there today, so we're gonna take this nice and easy. Poor me. So premix will also make quite a bit of white smoke come out too, so don't confuse that with any other random issues that relate to white smoke.
It's
FYI, it's supposed to be white smoky. I don't know if it's gonna be that dramatic, but this is something to remember. All right, so I just threw on Mickey's wheels again. The last thing we need are a couple bolts for the bottom of the diff. Mickey's actually on his way to the store right now to pick some of those up because he was already heading there. The moment Mickey comes back, we're gonna fire this up for the first time, really try to get everything to temp. If everything looks good, we're gonna throw this bitch in reverse and try to take it out to the street.
The black bucket is just, the black bucket's over there, Mick. It's right there. Just put oil in all of the right places. The transmission, the diff, it was all dry. Power steering,
clutch.
We did the brake, we did the clutch, and now we're doing coolant. So make sure you pay attention, 50-50 mix or concentrate.
Oh, that was scary.
Good on you, boys. Bartender it, Mick. We are moments away from starting the car and driving her outside.
Let's make sure the car is good and runs so that when we get the wheels and we're ready to like really drive it, we're good to go. And like I've been saying, like we need to get through all the hiccups first because there's definitely gonna be some.
I don't see why you can't start her now, T.
Yeah, so we can start it now. We're gonna keep it on the rack for the time being as it just gets warm. We'll make sure nothing's leaking. We've had the car on, but we're gonna like probably leave the car on probably like 15-20 minutes. Everything's like super warm. And then if all is good, we'll take her out for a little trip around the block.
You haven't driven this car ever. Never ever, and it's been in here for how long, guys?
A hot minute.
A hot minute. So I'm personally excited for TJ to start driving this car. He's never driven it. Not even in New Zealand. He just drove passenger.
Yeah.
Like glazed donuts. The exhaust, I don't know what it is, but it smells like glazed donuts.
Push down on that.
So we're gonna be cycling this quite a few times. We're gonna turn it on, let it idle, get the temperature, kill it, let it cool down, do the same thing. We're just being extra cautious and making sure that everything's being cycled, fluid is being cycled before we even think about getting this on the street. We just moved her towards the rear end of the garage because we were literally gassing ourselves out. I'm not the biggest fan of these wheels, but it does look so good to see this thing on the ground.
And the brake.
Make sure it moves. First gear.
Be careful, don't force it in.
I'm not.
Oh, no, it's not going in.
You got no disengagement. Just pump the pedal a couple times.
Pump.
Try to put it in second.
No.
Won't go into any gear.
We're gonna go ahead and give the clutch another bleed. We think that maybe we didn't do a good enough job. When I tried to put it in gear, when I had the clutch engaged, I wasn't able to get the car in gear. And that definitely means you don't wanna force it. So we're gonna try this one more time, see if we get everything working, and if not, we're gonna have to pull the trans out and see. One thing that's on the transmission is a push-pull conversion, which it was the first time any of us have seen it. So there is some maybe speculation that maybe that we need to go back in and look at that, but hopefully not. Fingers crossed that it's just the clutch.
Is there any pedal pressure now?
Wait, it's still on the ground.
Oh, pull it up.
Pull it up.
Yeah.
Now you want me to see if there's pressure?
Yeah.
Oh, it feels great. All right, so the clutch should be better now. We're gonna turn the car on.
Yeah, you're off the ground.
We are off the ground, so I'm gonna put the clutch in and see if we can get the shifter into first gear.
Hey, these aren't like normal cars. You gotta fucking send it with the gas, dude. Fuck it. That's good.
All right, clutch going in. Please go in first gear. No, it's...
Just give it. No?
No, she doesn't want to go in. Let me...
Does it feel funky or?
So like when the clutch is in, it like it's not hard to go into gear.
But when it's running.
But when it's running, it's like all fucking,
Right. Well,
it's all gated.
so we need to let the bleed one more time. Let's check the fluid level again. And if that's not it, it's potentially the
push-pull thing.
We did the push-pull.
Yeah.
If that's the case, we have to drop the transmission.
Mickey and I just bled the clutch again. We're gonna try to see if we can get it to go into gear. All right, so we'll clutch in. Come on. No, doesn't want to go. You want to come try and feel it? Get an idea what I'm talking about?
Let the clutch out?
You want me to let the clutch out? Yep. Sure. It's like rattling like crazy.
Okay, leave it.
Okay. That's weird. This is like really rattly.
Just want to take a look underneath the drive line.
All right, I'm gonna keep the clutch in. Do you hear that?
Dude, it's a brand new build, man. There's gonna be stuff like this.
You want me to let it out?
Leave it out.
Hey, my foot's in the clutch. I'm gonna let it out. All right, my foot's off the clutch. Oh, we spinning, boys. I don't know how to describe it, but what? The car's like, I don't know, it's shaking a lot. There's a lot of new moving parts. And maybe because we're not like planted on the ground, there's no like weight within the body, but like the car's like really shaking. It's kind of scary. And I'm lifted up right now, so I'm just a little nervous. I can't hear anything you're saying.
No, this gearbox is junk, bro. Junk.
What?
Gearbox is toast.
Really?
Transmission shot. All that fun noise you were hearing?
Yeah.
It's like a fucking bucket of bolts inside the transmission.
No.
I don't know what's, I'm not an expert, so I don't know what's wrong inside, but it's definitely not right. It's nothing that we did. It's definitely something mechanical inside the gearbox.
Do you think that, because that jiggling I was talking about in the vlog, it like was really like, and you could hear like a weird clunk.
Yeah, it's inside the gearbox.
Do you think?
I can hear exactly where it's coming from.
I think maybe that's why it was so hard for you to get that in gear?
Absolutely. That's exactly why. So something's wrong with the gearbox.
Should we try to put it, is there harm in driving it like that?
Yeah, you do not drive the car like that.
Okay.
The gearbox is...
I don't know, like what does that mean? Like, does it mean like it like will ride rough in first, or like?
It means something...
I don't even know what
The gears inside the gearbox, or something inside the gearbox is damaged. Remember, this is a used transmission from Japan. We don't know, there's been no claims saying it's a good transmission, it's a bad transmission, it needs a rebuild, there's nothing. All we know is we ordered a transmission from Japan for this car, it showed up. We don't know what internally it looks like. So, yeah, so it needs to come out and either needs to go get rebuilt or we need to get another one.
Damn. That sucks.
Good news is we know all the rotary homies, so somebody's got one laying around.
You can diagnose real quick. You can diagnose. What I would suggest you do is you let it jiggle about and then you put the clutch in and disengage the gearbox. Oh no, it still spins.
Yeah.
Input shaft still spins.
Yeah, the only thing to do would be to try to drive it, or
It will literally
it's gonna
probably
eat itself.
explode.
Yeah,
I don't think it's anything that you guys did.
We didn't do anything.
we didn't do it. I mean, we bled the clutch. That's all.
We bled the clutch.
So it should be working properly. Call the source where we got the transmission from and see if there's a chance that they checked it in the car before they took it out. Make sure it was good. But a lot of times these cars are cut in half and it's removed before that happens, and they don't ever check them. They just, oh, transmission, let's sell it. So not the end of the world. Just figure it out.
It's just more time.
We're a year deep.
Oh man.
It's not the end of the world. We can do this.
We're gonna turn the car back on. I'm gonna put it in first gear again, and Mickey's gonna show you guys what the transmission looks like. Can you see something? Mickey's gonna film it so you guys can see what it looks like. I don't know what it even looks like.
It's definitely not something you can see. It's something you can hear, and it's not good. Starting in neutral and then going into first gear.
can't even get it. I'm like pushing it. It won't even go in.
It's because you gotta be a man.
I'm like.
I pushed it right in, dude.
Dude, I'm like.
You gotta have a little finesse when you do it. But I'm not so certain that it might not just be the gearbox bumping on the tunnel. Remember how close it was in the tunnel? Like where the gear selector comes up through the hole in the tunnel? Right?
Yeah.
I mean, yours is closer than mine, for sure. Like it's definitely offset to the right. Do you think maybe it's just clunking? Let's pull the boot up and see. I'm gonna bring you down. Just watch those clips that plug in. Just flip that thing over to the side so you don't have to unplug them all. So jealous you didn't have to buy all that shit. Oh, ready for this one? Oh, that was terrible. Oh, round two was pretty good.
All right, so what we're gonna do just to double check everything is we're gonna take off all of this so we can kind of see the transmission. Mickey has a slight suspicion that it could potentially be the actual transmission, like bumping up in this tunnel. When we installed it, we both remember it being fairly close. So maybe we're just gonna double check, see what it looks like before we make any judgments too soon, just to double check our theory.
I can hear the ping, ping, ping. That's the drive shaft. That's what drive shafts sound like when something's hitting them. So the best thing for me to do would be to put this back up in the air and look for something making contact with that drive shaft as it goes around.
You think this is drive shaft related?
Potentially. It's not what I originally thought it was, so I was foolish to think it was something inside the transmission, but you gotta start somewhere when you diagnose things like this. And that was a pretty catastrophic thought, but man, it sure sounded bad.
Yeah, I mean, look at it, dude. What would be causing that to shake?
We have brand new engine mounts and transmission mounts, so like there's...
But even the Z being solid on everything, it's not like the trans is like loosely like making clunks.
Me and Calvin are crying because of the empty fumes. We're standing over there, and it's literally like someone's holding a bowl of onions to your eyes. We're fucking crying.
I tried to explain.
We just did another test off camera.
We just did another test off camera. Started the car with it in the air. I'm underneath the car after it started up, walk under, and it's definitely inside the gearbox. I tried to explain it away at the chassis or maybe something touching the drive shaft, but it literally sounds like something's floating around inside the gearbox. So
yeah, I'm gonna start it up in first gear.
Yeah, it's not good. And it's not the clutch, it's not the throwout bearing, it's none of that stuff because it's not coming from that area.
Here we go.
Okay, kill it.
We're gonna pull the drain plug on the transmission, and we're gonna check for the fluid coming out. Mickey had an idea to put a paper towel into like the bucket so it would like filter out if we caught any like metal shavings or anything of that sort. And then also too, if we don't see anything, we can just unbolt this bottom pan and look at the gearing and maybe visually see if there's anything wrong with it. Because at this point, we are both convinced that it is transmission related.
I hope we're wrong.
Ripperino, brand new transmission fluid. This is like 20 bucks.
Quit your whining.
20 bucks, it's kiss it goodbye.
Small price to pay to find out what's wrong. This fluid is extremely hot. That's why I have the magnet on here. I don't know if it's gonna hold it.
Oh, no. Oh! That sounded like a lot of things I don't want to say on camera.
Sounds like, yeah.
Oh, man. Calvin would have loved to hear that.
Sounds like when your stomach hurts.
It's taking quite a while for this to drain on the way, so we're going ahead and saying, screwing it, we're gonna take this off and see what it looks like.
Get the good spatula, Mick. Good spatula. We're Krabby Patties, except gears.
What the hell's wrong with you?
Oh, here it comes.
I'm sadistic Mick, if you didn't know this. It's gonna be the doctor. The doctor's here. The doctor. Oh. Dr. Mick. What's the verdict? Oh, she looks good. She looks fine. Synchros look all right as well.
There's metal stuck
what
to the
is
bottom
that?
on there.
That is metal. It's magnetized.
Yeah.
Don't say it looks good. Look at this.
Oh, that's gummy. Oh. Don't put your finger in it.
Schmegma.
Ew.
Look at that. I mean, I'm not saying that's the problem, but that's not good. That's not nice.
The synchros look fine. Oh, actually,
Ooh, baby. How do you know? Are you a transmission expert?
it looks whole. I've seen a transmission taken apart before.
Yeah,
I've
it's
seen,
whole. Of course it's whole, but it wasn't acting like it wasn't whole.
Ooh, that smells.
But this doesn't tell us that the things were jostling about.
All right, Teach, run up top and start it, and let's see what the noise is. That was a joke. Don't actually.
I was like, wait, what?
Fuck. Do it, Tej.
Be great content.
You won't.
You won't.
Be great content.
So now that we have this apart, I mean, I don't think it would hurt.
It looks fine. Spin it. Give her a good.
I don't think it's gonna spin, Cal.
If you spin the wheels, if this is in gear, you can see it.
Oh yeah.
I mean, like, are we looking for just like shattered teeth?
Yeah, I'm looking for like.
gear teeth?
I'm looking for things missing.
Fingers.
I don't know if it's in gear. I don't remember.
You're spinning it. Sorry, I thought your finger was gonna get fucking
It
young.
might be in gear.
It's not.
It has to be in gear.
I haven't ended a video in this office in a pretty long time. Nothing's changed in here. I never showed you guys that, but Kevin actually made me this with his girlfriend Alicia, and the whole thing like lights up. It's for the shop. I just haven't brought it to the shop yet. But no house improvements in this office in quite a while. Actually, we haven't used this office much since we've been using the living room more. But I wanted to end this video with a slight recap and kind of just give a little breakdown and talk to you guys, because I feel like I haven't done that recently, which I feel like I should do more often. But SpoCon San Francisco actually didn't even film that meet and greet day. It was awesome. There was so much going on that I didn't even vlog. I kind of just didn't really have the motivation to vlog, to be completely honest. So that was great. Those who all came out, thank you. It was awesome seeing you guys. I know that I'm announcing this at the end of the vlog, but I'll speak about it more throughout the week. The next stop we're doing is actually in Honolulu, Hawaii. It's gonna be August 25th. It's another SpoCon event. I'll remind you guys about that more throughout the videos this week. But yeah, that's coming up really soon. Hawaii's gonna be awesome. With the RX-7, we kind of don't know what the real issue is. We're pretty sure it's transmission related. That car is just like beating me up, waiting for wheels and waiting for parts. Sucks staring at it every day and not having anything really change on it. And it sucks just not driving that car. It's just been like a big paperweight, and that's really annoying. But I feel like lately feel like I'm kind of overworking myself too much, and I'm noticing it in the vlogs. And I feel like I need to remind myself that to have fun, and that's always like the main thing, is we always should just be having fun. With that being said, on August 20th to August like 25th, before the day of the meet, I'm actually going on vacation with like all the guys from the shop. There's like 12 of us going, and we're gonna be vacationing in Hawaii for like 5 days, and I don't intend to vlog those 5 days. So this week I'm probably gonna be filming shorter style videos, because I'm gonna be trying to film 2 videos every single day up for this next week before we leave for our vacation, so that when I am gone and I'm not even like on social media, that there are videos going out, whether they're 7 or 6 minute short little videos. Just, you know, some people call it filler content. I say fuck you. It's just content that's happening, but it's just in a shorter span. So we're probably I'm gonna be trying to double film all that stuff, but honestly, kind of feeling a little bit beat up and disorganized and disconnected with the vlogs, and I hate that. So yeah, today was just like a big kick to the balls, kind of just overwhelmed, and I wanted to speak to you guys about that. I need to remind myself to take care of myself and to always not push myself so much, because I feel like it affects my like mental health and physical health, which is not good. And to remind you guys out there, if you ever find yourself in a situation like me and you can kind of relate to any levels that I'm saying, remember to take a moment for yourself and to kind of relax, because that's the most important thing. I will see you guys tomorrow. Peace out and keep moving forward.
And I'm feeling low.